I started this gangster shit. And this the mother thanks I get. Hello. I started this gangster shit. And this the mother thanks I get.
ScreenRant.com is doing an even better job of spanning the internet with Star Wars non-news, Star Wars non-stories than Comic Artist Pro Secrets is. And that's my own YouTube page. They're doing a really, really good job of it. Solo, a Star Wars Story Toys may reveal the film's McMuffin. Now listen, that means if you go to Target, you're going to get spoiler alerts. Alright? You don't need to do that. Fallout New California enters beta. Yeah, a long time ago. At the center of Solo, blah, 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 there's a heist. And who cares? And here's the stuff that we know about whatever. And this is all crap. Who gives it? Star Wars News Net did some investigating and noticed one of the cards for Hasbro's Solo card game is labeled Coaxium, which is the first time we've heard this term associated with the film. The Coaxium card is part of the vehicle group, which is fitting because it appears to have something to do with the Millennium Falcon.
I heard a story about you. I was wondering if it's true.
Everything you've heard about me is true.
I heard you made love to R2-D2. Look, who cares about any of that? So you see this little section right here? You see how it's colored white? You see how it's never been there before? Well, that's because this is an escape pod. It's full of whatever the payload is. Is it coaxium? Who cares? All right, so it's full of that, and this is what they eject into space to escape the Imperial troops that board their ship or something like that. And yeah, that's why Jabba the Hutt is mad. All right, and that's when the Millennium Falcon gets its familiar shape. So that's what that's what I predict, and I'm right. I was right about Jabba the Hutt being in the trailer. Look, here's the truth. The old style of mattress is over with. I do not know why you want coiled springs jacking up your back. I don't understand it. Now, you only think that you want it. And by the way, adding a pillow, like a pillow top, on top of that mattress, it's basically like a tortilla over a bear trap. I don't know why people sleep like that. Get a memory foam mattress. I'm not saying get one of these. Okay? I wouldn't buy anything from a site that's called Vulture, Devouring Culture. But yeah, definitely get a memory foam mattress because you'll never sleep better. You'll never sleep better, and you're going to need some sleep because you're going to have trouble sleeping after you read this nonsense. What the Margaret Atwood thinks Star Wars caused 9/11. Well, I think The Wizard of Oz caused the Lindbergh baby kidnapping. But that's a different story. Star Wars, an unparalleled monolith, has had an immeasurable cultural impact. It has inspired the parody movie Spaceballs. That's what you say? Really? Immeasurable cultural impact, and then the first thing you say is that it inspired Spaceballs. Okay. So much Princess Leia cosplay. Who wrote this? A woman had to have written this. Oh yeah, look. All right. For goodness sakes, this is bird-brained. An unofficial religion. And if you ask Margaret Atwood, 9/11. Oh. Wait, what? Variety's new interview with the author, titled Margaret Atwood on How Donald Trump Helped The Handmaid's Tale, starts out, as most do with her. She dodges questions about whether her stories could be considered feminist, and in general, she gives relatively evasive answers. Look at her. She's like, I'm being evasive. But then it gets weird. Toward the end of the interview, Atwood brings up a pre-9/11 Danish opera of The Handmaid's Tale that started with a reel of multiple buildings blowing up, including the Twin Towers. Totally creeped out by the coincidence, Atwood asks interviewer Ramin Setouda. Oh, that's seems like a Star Wars character there. Does that give you a creepy feeling? And then this exchange happens. Yes, it does. They didn't get that idea from my opera, don't worry. They got the idea from Star Wars. Do you really believe that? Remember the first one? 2 guys fly a plane in the middle of something and blow that up. The only difference is in Star Wars they get away. Yeah, that's the only difference. Everything else is, yeah, exactly right. Right after 9/11, they hired a bunch of Hollywood screenwriters to tell them how the story might go next. Sci-fi writers are very good at this stuff, anticipating future events. They don't all come true, but there are interesting what-if scenarios. Anyway, here's the best response. Margaret Atwood thinks the idea of flying towards something and blowing it up originated with Star Wars. Hey, I don't ever want to come to this website again, not even for the mattresses. No.
Everything you've heard about me is true.
I heard you watch Sarlacc hentai. Dude, I guess there are like a zillion of these websites. This is The Verge. Never heard of it. But they have a good story. This is important. Lego's new TIE Fighter for Solo, a Star Wars story, shows how sophisticated the toys have become. 17 years. Makes a huge difference. Yeah, it sure does. Wait, which one's sophisticated? In 1999, Danish toy company Lego made a huge announcement. It had signed a license with Lucasfilm Limited to produce a series of toys based on the Star Wars films, the first time in the company's history that it had made such a deal. The move wasn't such a major... Well, you know what? Honestly, they also made deals with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and The Simpsons. So it's not that big of a deal. Settle down. Alright, so the move wasn't without major qualms within the company. For decades, it had eschewed such deals. But competition from other toy brands loomed, and company officials worried about being overtaken. The decision would ultimately propel Lego to become one of the largest toy companies in the world. Whoa, is that the new one or the old one? I don't know. What the... I'm not sure, why I'm supposed to be impressed by this. This looks okay. It looks alright. It doesn't look that great. In fact, I think I built this 15 years ago. Yeah, look, that's no big deal. That is no big deal. Something both Friedrichsen and Olesen mentioned over and over again is the focus of playability and enjoyment for kids. Lego has released a series of high-quality and extremely detailed Star Wars toys aimed at older builders in recent years. Alright, so it's $70. You know, all you people who sit there and say, why are you playing with children's toys? Yeah, this whole article is about how sophisticated this TIE Fighter is. It's clearly not meant for children. It's clearly meant for 43-year-old men who want to take the piss out of Star Wars. That's what it's for.
Everything you've heard about me is true.
I heard IG88 calls you lamb chop. And here's our shout out to my Patreon patrons. Thank you so much for your donations this month. These are your names. Really appreciate you. Couldn't do this channel without you. If you'd like to join this community yourself by pledging $1 or more, the link is below in the description. And next month, you'll be on this list. Thank you so much, everyone.